Hi everybody. Hi Safe.
Hello.
We are today in a never before filmed, that's right, another one. We're spoiling you out there.
I know.
Never before filmed piece of amazing history actually, this one.
Mm.
Now, as you're aware on my channel, we have visited many a lime kiln, but this one, well, it's just never been filmed before. And the condition is middling. It's good, but there's also, it's been used because it's been forgotten, really, isn't it? We just want to say massive thanks to Rick for allowing us the opportunity. Yes. The only thing we're allowed to say is we're in Kent, and that's it.
Yep, so.
That's literally it. If you know it for whatever reason, please respect the fact that he doesn't want people to visit it for obvious reasons. So we have literally been granted amazing access on this one. So please, everybody, just respect it. Sophie's been going to provide the photos for you, and what we're going to do is, because it's a little bit tricky around here, as we'll explain when we get around why we're having to film this in a sort of certain way, we'll see you on the other side. Come then. Well, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for staying with us. The reason why we're doing this this way is because it is very overgrown, and it's quite tricky to sort of like look at. Now we're going to give you a brief bit of history, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to crawl in and sort of talk about it. So we are at a lime kiln, a beautiful lime kiln with some incredible steps that are descending. Thank you, Sophie. What are your thoughts and feelings to begin with on this one?
Even though it's overgrown, it's really cool.
Yeah, it's very
mossy.
Cool.
But it's protected.
Yes, absolutely.
So, yeah, brilliant.
Yes, very special on this. So we know that this one was around the 19th century, that it was sort of like used. So 1800s for all of you out there, just in case. And we're roughly thinking that this was used as a brick and lime sort of like purposes for multiple different purposes. This one specifically. Because of its ruralness as well, particularly again, we're not going to give away locations, so you just have to sort of like trust us that it's difficult on these ones. Try not to give too much history information because it might give it away a little bit, so we have to be quite protective of it. But red brick in its construction and barely being used at all, really, in terms of like the conditions gorgeous. I mean, what I mean by that is rarely being visited. But it's very cool. It is cool. It's very cool. So at the back of us, there is a chalk pit, which is located, and then the kiln is there. And obviously that's quite a given, what we always sort of see. And then there's a chamfered. Is that right?
Chamfered.
Yeah.
Sound like a farmer.
Yes. Do you want to explain that for us?
It's just a beveling on the edge. It's got a cut edge, so it's not flat face.
See, she knows. So the idea is you basically would tip the chalk into the top, and then it would come through, and then you sort of like leave it and extract it that sort of way. And again, without giving too much away on this one, it's very interesting. And nothing else to note really. I mean, it's just a perfect sort of it's the perfect archetype of a wonderful kiln, really, in situ with where it's located. Namely, like I said, the fact that you've got the chalk and everything else that's around here, it's wonderful, really. And it's very, very pleased with this one. So again, thank you, Rick, for allowing us to do this. Honestly, it's a genuine pleasure on this one. Hopefully, you've seen some really interesting photos that Sophie's provided as we've been talking. So I think now what we need to do, or I need to, is actually, I'm going to go in there and actually have a look for myself. So let's do it. Come on. Right, everybody, we're going to do this in roughly real time. I've got my torch. So, well, I say torch. It is the torch on the camera because it's all that is needed today. And I'm going to take you in. So come on, let's just do it. Thank you. So, let's have a look. Ooh. There are bits of masonry that I wonder if they do date to the actual time of when this was. Unfortunately, I say unfortunately. I don't mind getting dirty, do I? You've seen it enough. But we're now entering the chambered section, and within that, you can see that. Oh my god, that is so cool. Let's try and see if I can get out of this. Oh, hands and knees. There we go. I'm in. Oh my god, I've done it. That actually was easier than it looked. But then, as we all know, everybody, just because it's easy, doesn't mean it's going to be any harder getting out. Oh, there we go. Oh wow. Oh wow. Look at that. Oh, that is so cool. So the bricks that you see that I've had to negotiate myself round are actually the ones that have fallen in from the chamber. And it's absolutely stunning, this. You can see that they've built it ironically into the chalk. So you can see how they've even layered the bricks. Very cool. And the extreme heats that they would have undergone, and now nature has left it in this tropical sort of wonderland, really. Forgive my camera work, everybody. As you can tell, it's quite difficult when you're trying to film and show you about. If I turn round, I just want to show you the other side of the kiln. Where's the other corner? Oh, blimey. If I break my neck or break my leg. It was, yeah, thank you. Sophie just said don't. Look at that. To get the idea of the construction of how that's built, in this sort of just circular pit, and then if I stand right on the top, looking down into that, wow. I'm genuinely spoiled. And I know Sophie's extremely happy about this one as well. Hopefully Sophie will try and negotiate her way up here as well, which will be quite nice. Because it's, you know, you get these once in a lifetime opportunities, don't you, to sort of like do this, and it's yeah, it's well worth it. And thankfully, I will just say this for the record, it's actually fairly safe once you're in here. I mean, the bricks that have fallen off have fallen, but everything else is fairly strong. You can see the construction of it. If you're going across here, look at that. Doesn't get any better than that, really doesn't, does it? Right, I'm going to try and do this in real time again. So just come back down. But before I do that, let's just take one more look. Right, everybody, here we go. We're just going to come back out. Oh, simple reverse. He says. Luckily, it is so clean. There's some graffiti in here as well, or like writing. Hard to really sort of tell the reasoning behind it. It might have been from the people who've occupied it previously, or been in the vicinity at least, and then they've sort of done what they can. It's almost written in the chalk. It'd be wonderful if somebody's actually dated to that time, but I doubt it very much. But here we go. We made it, everybody. Right. Here we go. Right, Soph.
Hi.
You gonna have a nosy in?
I'll have a nosy.
Go on then. There you go, Soph. She's a mere shadow of herself in this one, but it proves the fact that anybody can do this. Very well experienced explorer as well, Soph. So, well, just glad to have her by my side, really. Yeah, it's cool, see? It's going to take some photos as well. So we're being greeted by some birds as well, if you can hear them in the background. Some tweeting. And there's some bricks. It's so cool to actually see the bricks that made this up. There was some, obviously I didn't really want to show anybody, but there were some really interesting markings on some of these bricks if you looked at them really carefully. And these bricks are slightly, they look different than but they're different from the actual bricks that are, they look slightly different than the ones in there. But very, very cool. I love this one. And the smells, by the way, everybody, it's autumn time as we're recording this, and those beautiful autumnal smells. It's nature at its best, it really is. And then, as you saw when we were walking down today as well, the coppicing that was going on, that they reckon that was used. We reckon that was used. So I just sort of say, as for they'd cut it down, and that would be the firewood that they would use. It was ash, I think, that they were using potentially for this to help light the fire. and you can see a heavy amount of copicing that has taken place in the wood that you did see when we were walking down. So hopefully that came through in the intro. But remarkable nature going on. Like I said, it had everything here. You know, so this lime kiln was really just part of a sort of semi-final process of what would have happened in its journey from chalk through to lime, etc., etc. And then obviously for the purposes of what it would have been used as, either for building material or for agricultural purposes. It's hard to tell on this one because most of the time when you do your research, it's quite difficult to actually figure out what it was used for because it's not normally open. So what you normally have to sort of say to yourself is use a bit of logic and say it could have easily been used for all, as it terms quicklime, but sometimes due to its remoteness, this is probably used for sort of more, due to the remoteness of it, it's very hard to tell that. But in this one, I think actually this one is slightly interesting because it's more than likely used for multiple, and without giving away too much on that, there are lots of clues that suggest that would have been the purpose, so not just only used for agricultural purposes, but for used for bricks as well, which is remarkable. So yeah, there you go. Sophie's on her way out, I think. Just about. What did you think of it, Soph? Really cool, isn't it? Like you said, because you get to see the layering of the bricks, don't you, in the kiln and how it was. And funny enough, like it's hard to tell because obviously she's in shade, but the bricks that she's standing on were actually the ones that were laid around that. So actually, the majority of it's pretty much stayed intact. So I won't embarrass her by filming anymore, but we'll make our conclusions at the end. Let's do it. Thank you, Sophie. More importantly, thank you to Rick.
Yes.
Because he's absolutely been a superstar with us today, and such a really kind bloke. He showed us around, told us his personal history. Obviously, the difficult thing with this, obviously, we can't give away too much because obviously we don't really want to reveal the location, and that's out of pure respect, really, isn't it? But huge thanks to you, mate, because you're a superstar for letting us do this. Never been filmed before, can you believe that? Another one sort of tick off the list. Beautiful lime kiln. Really was, actually.
It was.
Hopefully you can agree out there as well, actually, because you've seen most of them, haven't you? So you probably can make up your own one, which one was your best one. More importantly as well, thank you, Sophie, for joining me again. Superstar as per usual. I'm carrying her bag. I know she'd like to make that quite clear, but I was carrying it because she's taking some photos.
And he can carry on carrying it.
And that'll be the end of that conversation. I forgot a leaf. I'm carrying foliage. This is how rural this place is and how actually genuinely abandoned it is. It's quite nice that we're actually picking up nature for it. And we were greeted by a robin. That was what you heard. I didn't realise that.
Yeah, it was a little robin.
Lovely little robin. Beautiful. Thank you, more importantly, out there as well, for coming along with us and showing as much support as possible by liking the video and spreading the word of the channel. It obviously goes a long way. It supports both of us. And I can safely say Sophie is now an official part of my YouTubing and my life, more importantly. Sorry about that, everybody.
Sorry.
Yeah. Thought we'd do an official one today on such an amazing exploit. It's sort of like quite sentimental that we do it on a place like this as well. So, yeah. So thank you, Soph, for now being a part of my life full time, and yeah, brilliant. And again, thank you to Rick as well for this amazing opportunity. It really means a lot, mate. In the immortal words of Phoenix History, because history matters, take care to all of you out there. Hopefully we've documented it as best as possible and you've seen it through our eyes, which is what we try to do, which means sometimes it can be a little bit fun and everything else, but that's the whole point, isn't it? We've got to enjoy these places, and we only live once. You know what I mean? That's really what it's about, isn't it? Okay, maybe we don't.
Don't break a leg.
Well, don't break a leg. But yeah, you know, it's about just enjoying and recording these as best as possible. And like we said before, you know, that's what it's about, isn't it, for us? And to let you in as well, just to sort of see what it's like for us to sort of like be like, oh my God, that's so cool. You know, and see our jaws drop at the sight and how incredible these places are. So yeah, take care, everybody. We will see you all very soon. Are you ready, Soph? I think you are. Kapow.